candid friend. I'm not some daydream seller. I do not pretend.
Okay, I think this is working. They changed the way the app works, and I've been dealing with that. It allows some flexibility, but there's a learning curve, and it allows it used to have to initiate things from a desktop device, and now you can go mobile. So there's a learning curve. Hi, everybody. Good to see you. I've got to get used to looking at the right thing. Crazy out there. I've taken a break from doing this because it's become a way for me to vent frustration. I don't want to do that on anybody. I'm just seeing amazing things. It's absolutely amazing. There are signs now, and I believe that the world is run by realtors and sign makers. And because these signs just pop up instantly in the middle of chaos, and there are signs that say, uh, you know, don't swim in the pool if you have bad diarrhea, as opposed to good diarrhea. So we're actually having to tell people that, and there's a whole big explanation about one case of diarrhea could shut down a whole pool. You think? You think? If you hear this pool diarrhea in a pool next town over, you're not going in any pool because it could hit you. We're dumbing things down too much. It's gotten difficult. It's gotten difficult to be an adult. We're seeing things are opening, but we're seeing a spike, and things are going to closing. Texas is starting to close things back after it opened them, and that's going to be a problem. And if you think, I saw somebody talking about the mask and the statues, and I have mixed emotions, and I can argue either side of them, but the reality of it is that if you're so brave and you're so bold about the mask is a consideration. It's a new public consideration. It's like covering your mouth when you sneeze. It's something you do for others. It's a courtesy. It's a part of adulting. It's a part of being a civil member of a society. Just do it, please. And if you don't think that masks are important and you're going in for surgery or something like that, then you just man up and just tell them, I don't need that mask, doc. I'm not a wussy. You take it off. We're going to do it. We're going to do it the straight up free American way, and no mask in here. Nobody will ever do that because they understand the importance of not getting an infection there. Then understanding with this, and don't push the politics or rhetoric. It's a courtesy. Be courteous. And the other thing is, I was just seeing something with statues. I could go either way with the statues. I don't. And before you get all upset about statues on either side, research why the statues were there, not who they were put there for or what that person did. Research why they were there. And you'll find that many of the statues were put up decades later with another agenda behind them, not just to honor that person or that battle, but to honor a mindset. And most of the statues that are up are not to the victors of the battles. And we typically, other countries don't expect so many statues to people that lost. And there is a reason. During the Iraq War, when people tore down right away the statue of Saddam Hussein, nobody in this country, Democrat or Republican, complained about that. Nobody had a problem. Nobody said boo about that because it was the right thing to do symbolically. They did it right away. They don't leave the statues up for people that took them in a wrong direction. There are no statues in Germany for Hitler. I don't think there's anything named after him there, except we have to look at them. And the statues are important, but they are not history. They are part of history. and we have to tread very lightly when we alter it. History doesn't change. We are changing it. But maybe we need more museums, and maybe we need less specific public statues. But as statues could be considered freedom of expression by some, it's an interesting debate, and one that needs to be had about how we do this. But I think that we have to focus on what's working and what's best and move forward accordingly. We're treading into very, very difficult times. It's a confusing world. I mean, look at this. I'm doing portrait. I never do portrait. I don't even know where anything is. I always do landscape, but I'm on this mobile device. So I'm doing it the way that the kids do it. Tread lightly, have civil discourse, talk to people, communicate with your friends. Don't talk politics. Talk human issues. Talk world problems. Don't get sucked into the diversity of politics. Talk about things that are impacting you, impacting your family, real things. And you'll find yourself, I've had some of the best conversations I've had in years with people. And here's the big secret, that at the core, everybody agrees. They disagree on silly stuff on the fringe. Don't get wrapped up in that. So, that being said, good talking to everybody. I'll be back with something else soon. Have a good weekend. If you are out there working and you are an essential person, and all the essential people, a term I don't agree with. We've been using a lot of bad terms. I was just about to end, get started again. We've been using a lot of bad terms. We've been using essential employees. Well, start giving them essential pay if they're essential employees. Okay, we throw that term around, words to make people feel better. Put it in their paycheck. Make it so they don't have to work as hard to make so little. We talk about defunding the police. No, it's a bad word. It's a bad word. What you should be saying is that you're refunding the police, re-fund. You are coming up with reallocations of money, and part of those reallocations can be used to help lessen the stress of their jobs by letting them focus on law enforcement and property and personal protection, and get out of the social service business and get people back in that. I did, if you go to unsung.us, I did an interview a couple years ago with Chief Mark Talbert of Norristown. We covered this very topic. We need to get everybody back in their wheelhouse, back in their lane, so they're not stressed out. And that'll be part of the good that can come out of this and make this a positive thing. You know, even though this year has absolutely sucked, I cannot think of a suckier year. Knock wood. I don't want to experience a suckier year. It's the 13th floor of years. It just keeps coming. There's a sandstorm coming now. For some reason, sand from the Middle East is blowing over here or something. It's like a really bad horror movie. This year is a low budget horror movie, and like all horror movies, it starts out with somebody ignoring a scientist. That being said, continue to be careful. Please wear the mask when you're in public, and you don't need to wear it when you're driving in your car. You don't need to. You're wearing the mask as courtesy to other people. It's a civil courtesy, just like covering your mouth. You don't have to do that posturing you see the politicians do, where they come out to speak with the mask on one ear and they're already taking it off. They weren't wearing the mask. They're not wearing it all, at all. Don't wear it or not wear it because of them. Do it because it's the right thing to do, and you're a decent person, and you're trying to do what a decent person would do. Okay, so you have a good weekend. Get out there, but be careful. Some street festivals were opening up. Some events are starting back up. Don't be foolish. Be safe going around. There are demonstrations. Some of them go a little south. You know, take it easy on the horn. Try not to run people over. Show a little common sense. Plan your trips, and be careful as always. So I will talk to y'all soon, and hoping this worked, because this is a new way of doing things. And that being said, as the kids say, peace out.